he organizes an engagement, and I had denied him, let's get married, like over 3 years, because I worked for 3 years. I say I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. There, he had all the values. Everything was tick, tick, tick.
Hi guys, you are welcome to the channel. Today we have a very special guest. She's going to tell us her names. She's going to tell us her love story, how she knew the guy, how she got married. You know, where did she get this man who gave her the ring? You know, very many people ask, where do people get men who give you rings?
From the supermarket.
Yes, so she's going to tell us which supermarket she bought that man from. So you are welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself.
Thank you guys. My name is Erina Okiria. My full name used to be the Erina Liga Okiria. My channel name, I'm a content creator also. My channel name is Erina TL. So people were like, are you going to add the O after marriage?
You need to add.
Says who? Where is it written?
Says God.
No, it's not written in the Bible. That on your YouTube channel you shall put his name. Hey!
No!
Fire! Fire!
You know what? Now you're no longer Erina Tusu, the humanity. You're Erina Okiria.
I'm Erina Okiria. Some people have. Is your name Marriage Tips?
No.
That's your channel name. So
okay, let's get started.
That is me. My name is Erina Okiria, and my channel name is Erina TL. So come vibe with us. Yeah, you are free to put even your version of your story of how you met your significant other in the comment section below, or how you met your wife, your husband, or whatever.
So comment section. Get us into the story. How tell us the whole love story. You know, I love hearing about love. Did you know find some challenges? All that package should be in that story.
Our love story is long, you guys, but let me tell you, the Bible says all things work together for the good of those who believe. So in 2008, disaster befell our family. Our father could not, we were living in the city in Kampala. Our father could not afford the schools our father could not afford the schools where we were in. We're in private schools. He has 4 girls. The boys were in higher levels at university, so he had a lot of luggage. He could not afford that. They used to chase us a lot out of school, so we could. My sister spent a whole term at home. I also spent a whole term at home, and my father was like, you know what? Instead of seeing my girl seated at home, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Let me find a school. He has always not liked government schools, but because our finances were not adding up, so he moves us from the city to a district we had never heard of in Uganda, Kumi. Kumi is in Tesoland. He put it at us in a government school.
By that time, it was cheaper.
Government schools, we were only contributing small thing, my development fee, which we used to pay like $10. And where he had gotten me, we were paying $20 or $30, which was too much for him to afford. So we went to where we were paying $10. When we reached there, why I'm saying all things work together for the good. In that school, I find a handsome boy who was also going through almost a similar background, but him was almost worse. He was also brought. He was also brought to that school because of circumstances. He was an orphan. Then these people offered to take care of him, pay his school fees. That's how he saw himself from the city to a government school. So that's why I say all things work together for the good of those who believe.
So God
sometime at that point you cannot know that God is trying to meet people. You get if in case my parent could afford the tuition in Kampala, would I go to that side? I would be struggling with city boys who would break my heart. I'm not saying city boys break hearts. I'm just joking. But this one, God made the story that we meet. So in that school, I meet this I'm a new girl in school and I speak English. Kampala. English from Kampala. Guys, I don't mean to exalt English. Be comfortable in your languages. Everyone of you should know your tribal language. At least you should know your mother tongue. Okay. So I reach in Tesoland. I am the one, because I don't know that the language. I'm frequently using English, and people think my English is so good.
I know that feeling. Like when we had some
newcomers from Kampala.
They will speak English and you feel like you can't construct a
But I had
sentence.
not grown in Kampala. I don't know why they were liking my English. I had grown from the village. I had come to Kampala for education.
And you were in a new school.
So I'm in a new school and everyone, the boys are arrogant. This one comes to you. I'm just a new girl in school, day one. You're coming to me, hello, I want you to be my girlfriend. I found that so disrespectful that I hated all the boys.
Which class were you?
I was in Form 2.
Form 2.
Yeah, Form 2.
Yeah.
I joined because senior one, my father tried, he failed. Form 2, went there. So, and in second term, because I had not studied first term. So every boy was arrogant. How do you approach? In my head, I was like, how do you approach a girl like that? That is disrespectful. Even if you want to be my friend, you do it as I'm, hello, we can be friends. You are all bragging on me. So one day I used not to go out for break. We didn't have money. My father could not even afford to give us 200 shillings for break. So you leave home when you have eaten leftovers and tea.
That's enough. Where were you staying?
With our father, he was working that site. Okay. So the money from the job to reduce all the expenses, that's why he put us in that school. So we were staying with our father. So we could not afford to give us money for break. That is 500. That is just cents, but he could not afford it. What we could do, we cook a lot of food at night. We take leftovers in the morning plus tea, and we go to school. And you have to survive on that. The school had a policy whereby if your parent has not paid for you food at school, you go back home and eat. So lunchtime we used to rush back home. Sometimes Daddy would escape from his work. He goes home to prepare something small. If he can't, we go home, we make sigiri, we put something small and eat and go back to school. So on a certain break time, I'm seated in class. Everyone has gone out for break. Me, I have nothing to eat. So you pretend like you are working hard. Serious student, you are reading your books. Break time, if you are hungry. So as I'm there in the break, some boy comes to my window. And to my notice, only to look up, this is the boy every girl in my class has been talking about. Oh, I wish that boy could be my boyfriend. A lot of girls liked him in my class. I was new, but I could see they liked it. The timekeeper.
Parents, you're hearing these girls start to love things.
I have not said I've started love.
You them at home, they also have crushes.
So these girls are like, the timekeeper. So I don't know who he was since I was new in school. As I'm just there, I'm very hungry. Someone comes to my window, hello, how are you? I'm like, he was the only polite guy I had seen. So that alone attracted me. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. How are you? And me, I have a big mouth. I can converse literally with anyone as long as you come respectfully. So we started jazzing. Oh, are you a Mutoro? No. I told him that time I thought I was Muganda. I told him, I'm Muganda. He said, no, but you're Mutoro. So that's how the conversation started. Now, we talked. My mother was from Western Uganda, but she's gone. I'm an orphan. So he was a timekeeper. We started chatting like that every break time, and every lunchtime he could come to look for me. I've disappeared. Yet I've gone home to find something to eat. For him, he was a prefect. He used to get food. Now he told us. He said when we started conversing a lot, we are getting interested in each other. That time I had even gotten like a boyfriend in school. Sorry to say. The time I'm conversing with him, we are getting close. Like, do you have a boyfriend in school or what? I'm like, yeah, I told him the truth. And he told me, but every time I come looking for you lunchtime, you are nowhere to be seen. I'm like, all that time I've gone home with my sisters to prepare something. With my sister to prepare something to eat. Like, not to go, we should be sharing the food. I said, but I also have my sister. So we used to go and eat his food, the two of us.
How big was the portion?
Small portion.
And you eat it
three people and peacefully. And for us we are friendly people. Now I also had my other friends who could not afford food at school. For them, their home was very fast, so they cannot go home. So on one man's plate, we used to eat like 5 people.
Then for him, he better fast.
He called me one. I came with my sister. One sister came with her friend. I also came with my other friend. We eat on that food on a day, on lunch. And what we would do for him is a prefect. So he can ask them to add him some more food. So we share. And after that, he will get for us water. You know, even if you eat small and take water. So my father was like, hey, you people no longer come back for lunch. The food I prepare, we end up. And somehow we're also thinking, sometimes we didn't have food at home. So if we go back and eat that food, what of at night? So if we have opportunity to eat that food, that's it. So that's how I met my man. Young boy. He tells me the day some holiday there. He has not told me he likes me, but he already likes me. I already like him, and I have this thing in my some boyfriend, disorganizing my head. Boys. So in a certain holiday, that third term, I come to Kampala. He called his sister. I was in Kampala. He was not supposed to come to Kampala, but I said I want to have holidays from there because I told him even as we are in Kampala. So he came to Kampala. We met. I took him home. Our parents always welcomed friends. They don't like seeing you standing with boys on the way. You rather bring your friends at home. If they are genuine friends, they have to come home. Those things of standing somewhere, you are biting nails. No. So he came home. My parents liked him. He's a good friend of the girls because he used to be in the same class with my sister. That time, my other sister had not yet joined. So he comes to Kampala and he tells me he loves me. I didn't give him feedback because I had some cowboy disorganizing my electronics. So I said, me, I cannot have two boys at a go. I have to first, and I had liked this one more than the other one. I said, I have to first tell the other one, I have to concentrate on my books. Leave me alone. I broke someone's heart. I didn't give him feedback. We went back and the next term started. First day of the school is when I told him, he almost fainted. He says he goes back home and prayed. He went back home and prayed, God, thank you. If this is the first girl in my life, I want her to be my wife. I don't want to be with other girls. Okay. So that's how we were in school. The time came, the food was not enough for us. But he never chased us anyway. It was not a strategy, but to me it was more of a strategy. I contested to be a head prefect of the school. So I went. My boyfriend was the timekeeper. He had a gang of his other friends who were also very vibrant boys in school, and they were very good academicians. So everyone knew them in the school. Like I was a prominent girl. Okay. So they campaigned for me. I became a prefect. My sister also became a prefect.
And you had food.
No, we had a lot of food. And as a prefect, you don't pay school fees. The $10. Now I had bursary. I had the prefect. I had a lot of privileges. There is no single day my parent would spend on me. And as prefect, they were supposed to be giving us tea, but they had not yet started. So that's how he was a class ahead of me. He left. When he went to candidate class, I broke up with him. First, there is a Fool's Day where I wrote him a note. Hello, in red pen. It was Fool's Day, 1st April. That's why from that day I don't lie on Fool's Day. I don't participate. I wrote him a note. That time when we were so much in love, I wrote him a note in red pen. We are done. Don't disturb me again. How dare you? Whoa, whoa, whoa. The man almost fainted in school. You see why I tell you should not mix books with relationship. So he could not attend in class. Tears. He could not. So he left class. He passed my class. He didn't even look at me. Every time he used to pass my class, he would look at me. You know that eye. Then he goes to the library. This time he just passed. I said, I could lose a relationship. Just being joking. I gave him the cheat at 7 a.m. in the morning. 8, 9. He's trying to talk to me. I don't want. Now he also gave up. I saw him losing the relationship. By midday, I moved out of class. I went to the library. I told him I was lying. But even calling him out of the library was not easy.
He was heartbroken.
He was heartbroken. You know, like a broiler, when you pour water on a broiler, it's like, I told him I was lying. So that's the first time he says I broke his heart. The second time I was a candidate, and I was like, this guy needs to concentrate in my head. But also I had now the fear. I feel the relationship is draining me, taking a lot of my time. Every time I want to see him, I want to be with him, I want to be talking to him. I said, I'm not going to concentrate on my books and I will lose this bursary. And if they find out I'm a prefect and I have a boyfriend, they will chase me. Let me end this relationship. I ended it. Hey! The man almost fainted. And that was the time he's going for his exams. He didn't even perform very well exams because he was not concentrating. He not perform as expected. Okay. So for 2 years, we were not. And what made me break up with him also, one of my one boy who was also interested in me, he came and told me that boy, I had not told him he's my boyfriend, just a friend. That friend of yours came and warned us, stay away from you, girl. I don't want to see you talking. But I was not capable of that. But that time I believed it. I said, how dare he? Am I his property? I have to break up with him. Without even finding out if it's the truth. Years later is when I found out the other boy was also interested in me, so he wanted to break, then take the territory. So 2 years I went to high school. He branched and went to a business school. We just not. So sometime in high school, I called him, how are you? I'm fine. He's like, when you called, I got to know that I've not lost you. So high school, he used to send, when my parents are coming for visitation, he sends them with, he works in honey. He's a big keeper. He would send them some honey and some 10,000. That's approximately $3. And some biscuits. Now when I was in senior 6 high school, going to do my final exams, he asked my parents, which school is she in? They directed him. The first salary he got, he went and shopped things for us and came to school to visit after like 2 years of not talking. Yeah. In that vacation, before I went to high school, he used to come to my home, but I did not give him attention. This boy wanted to distract me, and me in high school, I wanted to do sciences, physics, chemistry, mathematics, technical drawing, and if I put in relationship, I'll lose my goal. So I used not to talk to him. He comes at home, I go to the bedroom, we talk to my sisters. Serious student. He got his first salary, shopped for me, came and visited me. And they said, Erina has a rich boyfriend in school. I tried to tell them, you people, we are not boyfriend, we are not boyfriend. They refused, because that time we just, in vacation is when everything was rekindled. I'm like, why am I dealing with this? All high school, I didn't have a boyfriend. It was just, my boyfriend was books, chemistry, physics, yeah. So in my vacation, I'm like, why don't I? And in my vacation, he used to visit our home every day, and I see our parents are not concerned. They say, even when they're talking about him, oh, that boy is very respectful, he's good, he has good manners, whatever. Okay. So we rekindled again, and he helped me apply for university. I didn't know which courses to apply for, I was confused. He talked to other people, like anything concerning me, he was just there. And where we used to say, if he had gotten a job, he passes by my home every morning, he stands at a certain hill, waves at me, goes to work. We rekindled. We went to university. He took me to university. He told me, if a boy in university tells you they love you, they are lying to you. University boys are liars. They want to sleep with you. Run for your life.
Mr. Counselor.
He took me and introduced me to university before all the freshers came. For me, I was a fresher, but I knew all the corners of the university. He could not lie me about the university. He went and gave me a tour around the university. Boyfriend. So I reached university. I didn't date any boyfriend in university. I had him. And the guys nicknamed me at university that I don't give. They nicknamed me selfish girl. They nicknamed me Panacombia. Then they call me Pana. Even if I call some of them right now, they say, hey Pana, how are you? Because I used not to sleep around with boys. Why I'm saying a lot of girls sleep around at university. I never slept around at university. At some point I want to break up with him. I see he got involved. He's a young man. He's trying to restructure his life and get some businesses. As he's starting new businesses, I see he's not giving me time. All those things of calling you talk for 1 hour as if you're discussing a business plan. So I'm like, let me leave this man. I concentrate on my studies. I finish my bachelor's. When I finish the bachelor's, it's like I want to marry. We should get married. I told him, I don't have a job. On my graduation day, we were not in very good terms. We had quarreled because they were not giving me time. And I was even opting to get another boyfriend. He tells me he came to our graduation grounds with flowers and a new phone as a gift to congratulate me. Even my first smartphone is the one who got for me. Even my first Mapesa phone in my vacation, he's the one who bought for me. It was New Year. He said, I don't want you to enter New Year without a phone. He gave me.
Hey, the Shanga, you were very serious.
He's a serious man.
From the
How my first smartphone at university, we were in lectures, he connected with my friends. It was my birthday. They made for me small party. We even had a test afternoon. He gave me a smartphone. A second year student, I didn't have a smartphone. And I used to fear my friends. Sometimes we are in the test, they are cheating, they just go to their phone. That I went to Chrome, I got the answer. I didn't know Chrome, I didn't know WhatsApp, I didn't know anything. He bought me a phone. That test, did I pass it? I passed. But by the grace of God, I was excited. I said I will never see any boy in this universe. Hey!
This one has all my.
I went. Now I was afraid. How am I going to tell my mom? My mom told me never take anything from any man. How am I going to tell her that somebody's son bought me a smartphone? That was my concern. And they already knew him at home, but still, African parents. I went back home. First day I didn't show them the phone. The second day I said, hey, my birthday, Joshua bought me this. Because it was Joshua, they were okay with it. They knew. Even every Sunday used to come at home after church. He comes to say hello, then he goes. So my parents also knew a part of his story. Every time he comes, my father asked me, whose son are you? Where do you come from? Blah, blah, blah. Like that. So on my graduation, he didn't see me. My phones were off. That he just found a random person and gave them the flower. He felt heartbroken. He felt disappointed. He gave them the flower and went with the phone. So like a week later, he brought for me the phone at home and said, oh, congratulations, what. And it's like, oh, we should get married. I don't have a job. Me, I have a lot of family problems. I cannot get married. He got for me a job. He talked to one of his church elders and he got for me a job. What? That was my first job. As the job is going on, we should think of getting married. Oh, me, I have a lot of issues. I have to pay people. I don't want to. He was there waiting. Then, I think with all my excuses, he's also getting fed up. He wants to withdraw, but it's not withdrawing. Like, he was so invested in this. At some point, I think I'm trying to look somewhere else. Like, this guy didn't have the values he had, the respect he had. And I think he set the bar too high. Like, in case any other man told me you love me, I could not believe you. Even first of all, the action, he set the bar too high. No man has ever told me that they love me and I believe them. No one. So, I got a job. Corona happened. I lost a job. And on 2021, on Valentine's Day, he had asked me, can we get married? I'm playing around. Can we get married? Can we get married? So he's like, let him ask me officially. If I refuse, then we'll start his life all over again. So 2021 happened and he asked me. He organized an engagement. Our photographer was Nicholas, eating the African. You know him. Nicholas. Organized an engagement. He knows I don't like public engagement. In my opinion, engagement should never be public. So he organized an engagement. He decorated inside his room. He called me to come with my sister. He insisted that I should come with my sister so that there is a witness. So that people at home, I think at that time people at home knew already that we were dating. So he said, so that people at home don't say that I'm the one who broke your heart. He told me, I want to take you out on Valentine's. Come with Esther. I went with my little sister. Nicholas was there as the camera person. I reached inside the house. Oh, the house was decorated. The house was decorated. And I wish I could. I think I have those photos. Maybe I'll try to dig out for some of them. And engagement. When he asked me, I took long to answer. And then I answered. I said yes. He says, when you took long, I felt like I'm doomed.
He said, will you marry me?
Yeah.
And he took
I took long to answer.
Thinking, were you ready that day? Like, to make a decision.
Let me tell you. He asked me on Sunday. On Saturday, 13th of February, I had sat down. Evaluated my life. Evaluated the other person I was getting maybe interested in. I saw this one, the bar was so high. First of all, he was my friend. I used to tell him everything. Even when I kiss another cowboy, I would tell him. I kissed so. So they had said that, but the friendship was strong. He was there. He had all the values. Everything was tick, tick, tick. On 13th, I decided in the deepest of my heart that I'm going to marry this man. I'm finally going to give him a yes, then we get married.
Then he happened to propose
asked me on 14th.
Did you pray about it?
I prayed. How I come to that conclusion? I had prayed. I prayed. I said, God. And in my life, I've always not, because I always say forever is too long to settle with the wrong person. I cannot start a commitment with the wrong person. Because sometimes people first suffer in marriage. They first get married and then they get to know this was the wrong one. So I didn't want to go through that pain. I feel in my childhood I've suffered enough. Not with my parents, but with the financial crisis and all that. I felt I went through enough pain. Like they chased you for school fees, what? So for me, I say, I don't want to go now. So I prayed about it, and I evaluated in my heart, this is the man I want. I talked to my pastor, and we prayed about it, and like, go ahead. It's good to have spiritual confidence. Yeah. More so if you trust their values, Christianity and marriage. So that was on 13th when I made up my mind with all the faculties of my head. So what I took long to answer on the engagement is like, what if he had asked this question a day before when I had not made up my mind? What would I say? I told him yes. He's like, he took us for lunch. Nicholas. Wow. Nico can jazz you. Nico knows my household. If you treat Nicholas very well, he will tell you.
He knows them.
Yes.
So he took photos.
Nicholas is eating the African way, guys. If you don't know that channel, please go and subscribe to it, because I introduced him to my husband and he got to know I like him so much, and he's my friend, so he's the one he invited to take pictures for us. He was even the one supposed to take pictures for our wedding and what, but we didn't communicate well with Nicholas. That's how it happened. When I said yes, those of Nicholas have gone home. Now he told me, since you have said you want to marry me, when should I visit your parents? I'm like, that soon? Are you ready?
Even after yes, you felt like you're not ready.
It was so soon. The financial implication of, because we come from very far, our villages far. He's like, okay, I've always, this year if you didn't give me a yes, that means I had to wait other 7 years, because I have always wanted to marry you on your birthday. So I'm like, I'm going to visit. Tell your parents I want to visit on 10th April. That was my birthday.
That was Kwandula.
That was the pre-visit, whereby they will talk bride price and everything. And I'm like, wow. And then it's like, maybe the wedding will be on my birthday. His birthday is 24th December. Then he was advised, no, a lot of people are going in what? In Christmas. Like, we should find special. I've always wanted to get married on special days. Then I'm like, then he's like, your sister was born on 13th December. December, but still people are going in what? So he's like, your mom. My mom is born on 27th November. We are going to do our introduction after the engagement. I didn't ask when are we. He was just ready. It's like I've always delayed him. So he chose, we're going to do our introduction on 27th November, and we do the white wedding, the church wedding, on 13th December, my sister's birthday. Then they told him, maybe 18th, because 13th was a weekday. He's like, okay, 18th. Then the best man, who is a very good friend, advised him, let's shift them backwards. So I didn't know the shifting. As they come for the first visit and all, they are beautifully about myself, looking good. My parents asked them, so you have come to show intentions to marry our daughter. When do you intend to do the big marriage ceremonies, the traditional marriage ceremonies? Then they are like, we want to do the traditional marriage 30th October and the church wedding on 27th November. You have shifted that date. I'm like, which is okay.
Now you had made up your mind.
Now I was in fully. I blocked every other person who was trying to confuse my head. I blocked them.
Because you had now made your mind.
I made up my mind. I said, I'm going to marry him. There were not many people I was seeing. I'd seen like some guy. He was so good also. I cannot say I left him because he was bad. But this guy set the bar so high. Yeah. And the sacrifices. I didn't even marry him for the sacrifices because we were friends. But he set the bar so high for me. And the way our dad raised us, even our dad's bar was high. So if he's the guy who could,
fit in that
category, that is how it all went. Wow. And we are living happily ever after.
So you are now enjoying the marriage.
We are enjoying marriage, but I should tell you, marriage is work. Yes, it is spiritual, you pray about it, but the biggest percentage, this is the only way. The Bible tells us salvation is not by works, your righteousness is not by works, but in marriage, your works will matter.
It matters.
Every day you have to improve on yourself. Your tone. Now, I used not to care about tone. So you will find out that even if you're saying the right thing, the right tone is good. It matters a lot. Because even if you're intending for good and your tone is wrong, someone will take it as quarreling. So I'm learning, I'm evolving, I'm growing, and I'm glad that I'm growing together with the person I've always known. And I've not found anything new about him in the marriage.
Like the whole Joshua who was in a relationship, high school,
the same guy,
university.
Same guy. His humility is challenging.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you go to the same church?
We were not going to the same church initially, but when we got married, I realized it is good to submit to the same authority. So I'm now going to his church. But let me tell you, find out what the church the person goes to. There are churches I heard that some people worship when they are naked. If I find my man is going to that church, I will not submit to that man. I will not go to that church. So, but his church, he goes to Watoto. So I also started going to Watoto. It's good to submit under the same authority. When it comes to born again churches, they're not like Catholics that what they preach is universal. Today, you're going to be to your church, they're teaching about faith. In his church, they are teaching about breaking demons. You get? So you're going to be confusing at the home. In his church, they're talking about marriage. In the other church, they're talking about finances. And you're not going to be always on the same page. So it is always good as couples. Do not impose to the other party, but submit to the same authority. So that you're always at the same pace and you grow together.
Okay, that's a good one. The love story is really nice.
I summarized a lot of things. If I am to say everything,
I want you to tell me something about your premarital counseling.
Hey, very interesting.
Before you married, did you go for counseling?
It is very paramount. Even as a single person, sometimes go for those classes, counseling classes, so that you get to know what you're going through into. Sometimes we fantasize marriage, as seen in movies, as seen in fairy tales, and marriage is not movies. It's not scripted.
Reality, yes.
It is not scripted. No one is going to direct you that touch her like this, kiss him like this, like in movies. They are told, please touch her like this, it will look more romantic. No. Marriage is real life. You need to go for these counseling classes. They brief you about what you're going through and they demystify some things. They talked finances. In our marriage classes, what we covered? We covered finances, conflict resolution, communication, sex, in-laws, all those things we are well versed. And we have not had a lot of challenges in that area. All people will be like, oh, but you've only married 2 years, so you've not made a lot of challenges. People meet those challenges even in the first year of marriage. The in-laws interrupts, what? But then for us, because you're taken through those experiences, you're counseled by people who have gone through these things. You don't really have to experience what they went through. They give you the knowledge and the wisdom of how to handle the in-laws respectfully, how to handle finances without crashing, conflict resolution, so that you don't keep burdens to haunt you later. You resolve the conflicts immediately. So I feel counseling classes are very vital. Not when you're going to marry. Even as a single person, attend some classes. They will help you set your standards. And you know, if a man is not going to be at this level with me, I'm not going to. If a man comes and wants you to be the breadwinner as a woman of the home, you will know this is not a man for me. Because I'm not talking about a man having less money. You know, some men reject their responsibilities and they don't work, and women are the ones doing everything. That's a different case from when a man has little. But he shows respect and concern. Okay? Yes. So counseling classes are very good. Okay. They're going to burst your bubbles.
So, dear singles, you are listening. It's a good thing to always attend those seminars, couple seminars. Go to your church, talk to your pastor about marriage, even when you don't have a boyfriend.
Yes.
Someone said that you can only complain that cooking is hard if you don't know how to cook.
Yes.
But if you know how to cook, you will always cook. Or it is which time you will find it so easy to prepare something.
And let me tell you, don't collect information from the streets. You've seen women on social media saying all men are dogs.
All men are dogs.
Or some people say all women are bitches.
Money runs everywhere.
All men are the same. Let me tell you, men are not the same.
Even women are not the same.
If they are the same, pick one already now.
And who told them to check all of them?
Did they check all of them? No. All men are not the same. All men are not the same.
When you are trained about something, when you are counseled about something, I think you do it better. Yeah. Now, if they come and they tell you about anything, parenting, anything about finances, you already have an idea.
You have a clue.
So when you go in marriage, you practice it.
And one thing I saw about our counselors, they're very realistic. They brought people who would share their home experiences with you, conflicts they have had in their home, and you learn lessons from that, because you don't need to go through it to learn it. Okay. Yeah, so that is very good. And another thing I would say, don't follow those people who say all men are the same, all women are the same. Did you test all of them? No. And so don't compare your partner with everybody else. Let me tell you, all of us in this world, God is a designer. He has uniquely gifted each and every one of us. Take time to discover the uniqueness of your partner, and that will give him a credit over other men. Okay? Instead of you saying all men are the same, all the men are the same. They are the same in terms of genitalia. They all have the same, but the character, they are not the same. So
okay, my very last question, Elena, did you ever feel you are making a mistake
to marry?
No. Or did you ever feel
in the relationships
to marry in a relationship?
I saw my friends were posting weddings. I said, these kids are young. In my head, where are they rushing into marriage? That is the thing I had, because in my life I was like, even my dad used to tell me, first accomplish career. I was a very career, an engineer, young engineer, female engineer. You're trying, But I saw every time I would see my friends getting married, I said, I think these girls have rushed into this institution. Do they give gifts there? I always felt I was young for marriage.
Okay.
At 23, I was young. At 25, I was young. At 26, I was young. I got married at 28. But my husband wanted to marry me at 24.
You felt young.
Even at 28, I felt like, but I didn't have the fear, because I'd already made up my mind I'm going to get married to my friend and all that.
So marriage is very good if you really marry a friend.
Yeah.
Like Elena says, they were in love for a long period of time. They understood each other very well. Now, I'm not saying that you should date for long.
I'm against dating for long. For us, we got bored of each other. Even we broke up several times. Just that those moments I didn't tell you a lot. But we broke up several times. Dating for long is not godly.
It's not good.
It is not godly. I don't accept it.
But before marriage, make sure you are convinced in your heart that you love this person. Yes. They love you back, and you're not pushed. You're not forced to make any decision. Yes. You are ready to make that decision. Go for premarital counseling.
Please do.
Take time and learn about marriage.
And read books. People perish because of lack of knowledge. The idea of marriage you have on social media is wrong. Read the Bible. God is the author of marriage. Read some books of some people who are having successful marriages. Okay? Yeah. So that would be my good for you.
Thank you so much. I believe someone is going to learn something today. I pray that God will bless you. Please subscribe to our channels, TL, Marriage Tips with Asperia, and let's grow together. Thank you so much. Bye.